them numbers. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, right there. 7 again. Walk it on down now. Little bit lower. Little bit lower. Come on. 2.
You think people are really gonna watch this?
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she wants us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready?
Nigga.
What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio. And I'm here with
Your girl, So Fab.
So Fab Kim, my biological sister. How's everybody doing today? Today is Thursday. Second shift crew about to do this for a little spell and then get up out of here.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was your Thursday?
You know, my nigga, it wasn't too bad. How about yours?
Thursday was all right. Can't complain. It was a work from home day, but can't complain. Working on some things, making some connections to try to grow businesses, mine and ours. So
Yeah.
that's all I can say.
Yeah,
I really ain't got nothing more to say because I can't let too many cats out the bag quite yet. What about yourself?
You know, my nigga, I would probably just say the same and just trying to maintain, you know, low blood pressure because people be getting on my nerves.
Yeah, you don't want medication like me. That means that people have successfully got on your nerves. Now you got to take a pill every day.
Trying to keep it low because
All right.
I am not a good person when I am angry.
None of us are. None of us. But let's talk about birthdays today, and then we'll get into our segment of
All
that's
the things.
that's messed up. That's boop. We got to get a boop for that. So
What do you put?
it's already beat put in there.
What are you putting? What are you saying for that one?
The young lady who with the court.
Oh, I didn't do the video.
It's okay not to do the
Okay.
video. We can tell the story.
Okay.
Story is bad enough.
Okay.
I'll go back and add the video if we have to.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get into birthdays. First birthday is Nolan Hermato, James Alston, Trevor Womack, Joy Hinton, Diana Morris, Loretta Turner, and my man 50 grand from back when I was only 9, 10, maybe 11 years old playing football, Anunga Naji.
All right. Yeah.
Yes. So happy birthday to everybody, and let's do it.
All right.
Y'all ready? Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, it looks good. It looks good. It looks fine. It looks fine. We hope you have a good time. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Yeah.
And as the saying goes, continue to live your life in a way that makes every day worth celebrating from the Sibs. So, in a course of staying consistent with just things that are messed up in the world, we're going to go with a segment that's called That's Effed Up. So we have a story that is about a judge and a young lady. And this young lady was basically on a field trip, correct?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, and before we get into this, if there's anything that you guys would like to sponsor in reference to this segment, this could be a segment that is sponsored by a person. For example, That's Fucked Up, sponsored by KMD Detailing. Gerald Kennedy, who puts the I in details. Need to check him out for all your car washing needs. He does in and outs, full details, you name it, he got it. And he's a mobile detailer, can get to you. You just got to make an appointment on his calendar at kmddetailing.com. I think the website is. Okay. So yeah. At any time, we can take that good logo and put it up in the upper right-hand corner for you, or we can have a ticker going across the bottom. You talk to us and we can get things going for you, because we would like to continue to use our platform to promote entrepreneurs, small businesses, or whomever. You let us know. Even if somebody wants to buy it, and on the bottom just say happy birthday across the bottom. You want to buy it? We're going to sell it.
Because it's about the
money. So, let's talk about this effed up situation with this this young lady and this judge.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the story. This has actually happened in Detroit, where a judge is receiving some backlash for placing a 16-year-old in handcuffs and in an orange jumpsuit. The story goes as follows. A 16-year-old Detroit student who joined her class on a field trip to the 36th District Court got a real lesson on abuse of power when she found herself in handcuffs in an orange jumpsuit, thanks to the judge who didn't like her attitude. On Tuesday, the Greening of Detroit sponsored a program for students with a field trip to see a real courtroom in action. Even though having a bad attitude isn't a crime, Judge Kenneth King, sitting high and looking low, got mad at the minor because she fell asleep several times during her visit as part of a program. 7 News Detroit reports he also threatened jail time. He said, you fall asleep in my courtroom one more time, I'm going to put you in back, understand? The judge lashed out to the girl in the courtroom, said that the thing about the juvenile detention facility is a lot of the people that are there are not just bad kids. You have a lot of mentally ill kids there. Last time I was there, I had a kid who was actually sticking a spoon up their rectum and spreading feces on the wall, he said to the young girl in the courtroom. Now, the judge then had the girl change into an orange jumpsuit and had her handcuffed. I wanted to get through to her, show her how serious this is and how you are to conduct yourself inside of a courtroom, said the judge. He continued, that's not something that normally happens, but I felt compelled to do it because I didn't like the child's attitude. I haven't been disrespected like this in a very long time. However, as I mentioned, he is receiving a lot of backlash.
So I don't know how you guys may feel about it. I am conflicted in multiple ways, and I believe that people should know the severity of going into the courtroom and understanding what you're there for, right? Mm-hmm. But it didn't say that there was much dialogue. Did it say that the young lady was disrespectful to him verbally?
It did not. It just said that he did not like her attitude.
Okay, so, and that's another thing. That's the part where I am going to say that as an educator, these young people do have attitudes that can be off-putting, but somebody has to be the adult. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily think that the right way was to put her in handcuffs, because nothing that she did was illegal, right? Yeah. So even as a juror, if you're on a jury and you happen to fall asleep, they remove you, but nobody puts you in handcuffs.
Right, in an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, so, and put you in an orange jumpsuit. And then the question is, who decided to actually put this orange jumpsuit on this young lady, like to go get it and say, yeah, we're going to do this? Like, what type of courtroom is this dude running? Because I don't think if I was a bailiff or something, I'd be like, nah, come on, judge. We got, especially if other things are going on, like, come on, man, relax. Right. There's other ways to get your point across besides putting her in handcuffs and putting on an orange jumpsuit.
Like speaking to her afterwards.
Yeah, that would be it. Or I can just speak to you specific. Like what he said, you could say that right there to her. Mm-hmm. Young lady, in the court of law, but to go as far as handcuffs on children, I don't necessarily believe that anyone should be in handcuffs unless they're being detained for something they have done illegal. She did nothing illegal. Chastisement, yes, these kids need to hear it on every level. I promise you. like I said, as an educator, I believe any given time that you can give these kids a lesson and kind of shake them, not physically, but shake them mentally and emotionally, shake them, because a lot of these young people feel like the rules do not apply to them. But then if you see them, they're only a reflection of most of the time what is in their environment.
Exactly.
So that's not something that, you know, we've all had our moments, even as kids, where we buck authority. But what is this trip? Like, why are we going to court? Like, what was the trip?
It was a field trip for them to see how a courtroom operates.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. If I'm not,
and it can be extremely boring. Why do you think people try to get out of jury duty?
If I'm not summoned to court, I'm not going to court. So a field trip to court is whack.
Right.
Unless we're talking about somebody wanting to be a lawyer, somebody wanting to be a judge, somebody wanting to be a prosecutor or something like that, and you want to go into that environment, cool. But it sounds like these kids might have been black. Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't no black kid. No black kid is running to court on a field trip.
And then it was Detroit.
No black. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I guarantee if I line kids up and say, hey, we're going to go to a field trip to the courthouse.
Right.
Nah, I'm going to go ahead and stay back, man. They got pizza in the cafeteria today. What? Why would you do that?
And then even like when I think about our journalism classes where it was an assignment for us to have to go to like council meetings and, like you said, different court rulings and stuff like that. That shit was boring. Nobody wanted to go and do that.
Ain't nobody going to no court willingly.
No.
What?
No. Mm-mm.
The relationship between the judicial system and African Americans is not strong enough for us to be like, yeah, let's check that out. And I'm not even being funny. People know how I feel about, you know, my stance on just police relations, and anybody who knows me personally, when I speak about court, you know what I mean? Because it's just, you know, when you come in there that this is
about to be some bullshit.
Yeah, this is not in my favor. So for us to be like, yay, court. It's one of the places where, why are you going there?
Yeah, why are we here? What are we doing?
I can't see it.
So why embarrass this child? First of all, the judge don't know what's her at-home situation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When he said, I felt disrespected, I think there's other ways to go about it. Like that was a flex of power that you did not have to show. So now what you told that lady is, or young lady is, when you go to court, if the judge feels disrespected, you can go to jail no matter what, even if you didn't do anything illegal.
And you know what's crazy? Now that I'm looking at it, she actually was falling asleep because she doesn't have permanent housing.
It says that? Oh, see what I'm saying? There's always a story. There's always a story. Here, I feel comfortable enough saying this to where if somebody in my school seen it, I wouldn't get in trouble. When you see kids falling asleep in class or falling asleep during something is going on. You know what I'm saying? I am usually one to not, you know, jump on the kids too hard when they go to sleep. It's more so like, yo, wake up. Like, because something's going on. There's a reason why you stayed up too late, you know, and most people want to always be like, oh, they stayed up all night playing video games. Well, she stayed up all night because she don't have a home. So then now how does that make you feel?
Right.
And then you put her in handcuffs.
And now he's currently been removed from hearing cases. Temporarily.
Oh, I was going to say, well, what he did shouldn't cause him to lose his job, though. Now see how people do. He made a mistake. He should not lose his job, people. You know what? Never mind. Next story. All right, because that'll make me mad and go on a rant. Because because everybody in this situation, you know, I think it's a lot of overreacting. And for him, a lot of ego. And I don't think anything he did constitutes him losing his job, and nothing she did constituted being made an example with handcuffs on. Right. Come on, man. Take it easy.
I myself don't understand the whole judge situation, acting as God and having to stand when he comes in like, no, who are you? And it's a level of respect. It's
The
courtroom.
the honorable judge, you know. But they do it at church too. This is going to be the last selection before the pastor comes up, and then when our pastor comes up, everybody stand. Sometimes I don't stand. Depends on how my feet feel. Just give it a clap from right there. Sometimes I don't stand. That's why I sit in the back. So when everybody else stand, they stood for me. Let's get to it. Especially in a Catholic church. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Stand up, sit down, kneel. Stand up, sit down,
Yeah.
kneel. Stand up,
Oh
sit
my
down, kneel.
gosh.
You just be like, yo, what? And then the kneelers be hard.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? In the older churches that I've
Mhm.
gone to, might be different in newer churches, so I'll be fair to the Catholics. But I know one thing: it is an aerobic class for that 45 minutes that you were in.
Mhm.
Stand up, sit down, kneel. Stand up, sit down, kneel. Stand up, sit
Mhm.
down, kneel. And sometimes just kneel, and you be like, "Ooh, my knees."
My knees.
Then
Ooh.
we used to get in trouble if you leaned to sit back while you were
Mhm.
kneeling.
Yeah.
Oh man,
We would too.
Oh, where in Holy Rosary?
No, Good Shepherd.
Good Shepherd, yeah,
Mhm.
because you
Mhm.
can't. You hear, "Get your butt off." I'm like, man, well, tell them to let us up. It's crazy. But yeah, so you know, sometimes I guess they just figure that is a
respect thing.
Yeah, respect
Mhm.
thing. But
Mhm.
you know, what happens if you don't stand up? Are you held in contempt?
I don't know.
Even the word contempt makes me mad. So hopefully, you know, that situation, maybe like an apology or something is issued by him.
Yeah, I think
and
an
then
apology.
let's keep
Yeah.
it pushing, and let's not take kids to court. How about that? Unless
Right.
they're there for an internship or specifically learning something, but just the random, let's go take a trip to the courthouse.
Yeah, no.
Boo.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Teacher sucked for that one. All right, so we got entertainment news. What's up, Fab Kim? And entertainment news is brought to you today by
The healing consultant.
I was gonna say the candles. What is?
Sew and Glow.
There we go.
Mhm.
But we don't know. Do you have a slogan?
Sew and Glow. They sew and glow.
Right. And they smell really good.
They're phenomenal. Sew and Glow.
I don't think that was a good plug. So we'll use the ones that we know.
Right.
Entertainment news brought to you today by
The Healing Consultant. Are you in need of CBD? Just go to thehealingconsultant.com where you can get your relaxation at an affordable cost. She has drops, she has salve, she has roll-on, she has oils, and she has lotion as well as gummies. So when that anxiety happens to you or you just need that instant pain relief, the Healing Consultant is there for you. Thehealingconsultant.com.
So who do we got first?
Usher. Well,
Again?
yes, well. Usher, had to kind of go ahead and double down because he has now canceled all of his Atlanta shows, all 3 of them, but it's actually due to an injury. So for those of you who had tickets to his show, they have now been rescheduled, but come to find out, he had a neck injury, and that's why he's saying, okay, I need some time to get myself together. He just released a statement, and he had this to say. Earlier this week, I suffered an injury to my neck while rehearsing to provide my fans with the greatest Usher show of all time. My hope was that with physical therapy and medical treatment, I would be able to overcome the injury and be ready for opening night. Unfortunately, the injury has not healed yet, and my doctors have instructed me not to perform any shows this week. The good news is that the doctors are saying that with appropriate rest and treatment, I should be ready to commence the tour in Washington, D.C. on August 20th. I love my fans. Thank you for understanding that this injury must be healed so that I can give you 100% excellence that you expect from Usher show, and that I will be on stage in your city very soon. The Atlanta dates have been rescheduled at the State Farm area as follows. Essentially, all the August shows will be pushed to December. But I find it funny that the Atlanta show August 17th, but then you're turning around and you're performing in DC 3 days later, August 20th. What's the difference in 3 days?
Depends on how long he's been in treatment, and then depends on specifically what the injury is, and then what he's going to be willing to do for like rehab. So for like a football player, if you have a neck injury and you got to have a quick turnaround, they're going to find a way to get you right, because you can't keep canceling shows.
Right.
So depending on what his therapy is to get his neck right, then they probably was like, yeah, just chill, and then we can get you right by this time. And that falls on that date. Because I mean, but I feel as though if that was the case, then you should have said that from the beginning.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people are, where they're 100% understanding, because nobody wants to see anyone hurt. But you knew about this injury. You knew, and physical therapists will kind of give you a timeline. So in that case, you probably should have said something a lot earlier.
So, here's what I got to say about this for all the fans who don't understand this and don't like football or sports and all that stuff. Because it happens to us all the time.
Okay.
So you may go to a game or buy a ticket, and then somebody says, oh, LeBron James is not playing today. And then you still got to watch the rest of everybody else while LeBron James sits down, and then everybody be like, why y'all crying? It's still a game. No,
it's not a game.
Now your shit got rescheduled.
But at least you can still watch the game.
Nobody wants to watch the game without the people that you bought the tickets for. Nobody
wants to understudy.
That's like going to Beyonce's show and only watching the dancers. You'd be like, and only the instrumentals playing. You'd be like, that's not what I asked for. When you buy the tickets, you expect certain people to be playing and show up. So now for those who say things about athletes or make fun or mock us who like sports, like, it's just a game, don't make a big deal about it. Well, it's just a concert he rescheduled. See him then. Peace.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Yep. Like Jay said, you better get your insurance. Now they do have, I think Ticketmaster does have insurance now. Because of instances like this, way too many people have had shows canceled, and then it's like they're out of their money, they're SOL. But yeah.
Well, Phil, no, because he rescheduled. At least you guys get a chance to see him. Sometimes when you're talking about professional athletes and that situation happens, you only get one game.
You only get one game.
So then that's it. They're gone. Especially in football, like. It's not like you double back and like, oh, well, I can see him again at this time. Nope. If he ain't there at that time and you paid to see that person and they're not playing, you're like, damn it. Well, then you get, get your girlfriend to be like, oh, it's okay, babe. We're still here to watch the game and have a good time. Shut up. Now she bought her Usher tickets and now she's swole. Now you hit her with, oh my God. Deuces, kick rocks. See him later. Because that's the other part. If he didn't reschedule and give y'all time, then I would be like, sure, that's not good. No bueno. He gave you a time. Your show's just later.
And unfortunately, your money has been wasted.
And your money is wasted. And that's what we get for these, buying into these damn concert tickets with these celebrities. You want to change some things, stop it. Stop purchasing these expensive ass exuberant tickets. That's the only way we can change things, because you know what? If Usher knew them tickets wasn't selling and he had to perform, see, when you sold out, you're like, my neck. But if he knew he wasn't selling out, he'd be out there stiff as hell. Got a Bojangle.
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying, man. These with these ticket prices for these concerts and some of these performers, man, like you said, if you can tough it up a few days later, Usher.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't
understand. A little
understand.
prima donna about this situation, broski.
That's the only thing I don't understand. What's the difference in 3 days? You're saying I can't do August 17th, but I can do August 20th.
If your neck is hurt, it's hurt. So if you got a little crook in your neck, man, get you a heating pad, some Motrin, and let's go.
Pretty much.
That's it.
So that sucks.
And you got money for good drugs. What? You can get shot. Clearly, now I'm questioning, because he can take a shot and be loosey-goosey and be ready to go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know about that.
And then Usher's also up there, so maybe Paul just might be
Here
a
we
little
go.
tired.
Usher's not that much older, if not the same age as me. And this is the second time you've mentioned like old 40s old.
Because you gotta get up and you gotta do this show over and over and over and over again. Like, all right, Usher.
Usher's 45.
Paul said, "Nah, go ahead and reschedule
Yeah,
that."
because you know what? I tell people this all the time. Like when you see people wake up like, yeah, let's go. It's like, if a car was 45 years old, you wouldn't just be like, yeah, let's go. No, because you'll blow that damn engine. You gotta warm that thing up. You don't get on the side of the bed and be like, yay. No. You sit on the side of the bed and hit this. Whew. Crack the back, crack. Stretch a little bit. Make sure all extremities are working and loose. You don't just be like, and today. You try it if you want to. That knee give out. Ask how I know. Remember when mom fell into the closet? This is prior to her cancer. So she had to be, this is when she was in Pittsburgh. So she had to be all of 40 something, early 50s. She tried to get off the bed and fell into the closet because them legs wasn't hitting. Boop, pow.
So much noise.
So imagine, you know what, Usher? You know what? I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe your damn neck do hurt. Because when you get older, when you wake up, you go to sleep and be like,
that was
then you wake up and then like that wasn't
neck stiffen up.
That was not hurting yesterday.
And you had to do show back to back to back because I think he had the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So
yeah. Hell with y'all. See y'all in December.
Moving on to our good sis, Jordan Chiles. She has officially decided to break her silence because she went ahead and, took some time off of social media, and rightfully so. And especially with the whole entire situation that's going on with her bronze essentially being taken away from her. And this is what she had to say. And girl, this is tiny, but we're going to get through it. It says, I am overwhelmed by the love I have received over the past few days. I am incredibly grateful to my family, teammates, coaches, fans, USAG, and the USOPC for their unwavering support during this difficult time. While celebrating my Olympic accomplishments, I heard the devastating news that my bronze medal had been stripped away. I had confidence in the appeal brought by the USAG, who gave conclusive evidence that my score followed all the rules. This appeal was unsuccessful. I have no words. This decision feels unjust and comes as a significant blow, not just to me, but to everyone who has championed my journey. To add to the heartbreak, the unprompted racially driven attacks on my social media are wrong and extremely hurtful. I've poured my heart and soul into this sport, and I am so proud to represent my culture and my country. I will never waver from my values of competing with integrity, striving for excellence, upholding the values of sportsmanship and the rules that dictate fairness. I have taken pride in cheering on everyone, regardless of team or country. Finding joy again has been a culture shift, and I love seeing others embrace it. I feel like I have given everyone permission to be authentic to who they are. I am now confronted with one of the most challenging moments of my career. Believe me when I say I have had many. I will approach this challenge as I have with others and will make every effort to ensure that justice is done. I believe that at the end of this journey, the people in control will do the right thing. Love, Jay Chiles. How do you feel about that response?
High road.
I agree. Yeah, very PC.
High road. And so, we got to do it.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I just feel like the community or the United States should make her something, and not that Flavor Flav shit. They should make her something because you won. You did win. And we as a country should show our appreciation to assure that she has something to know we know it's BS.
Mhm.
And this is what we're going to give you. And not that Flavor Flav clock. That is bullshit. We don't even know what stone he used. Like, no, give her something that is from, like, truth be told, like, I know he's old and he's sick, but like, Joe, we need you to give her something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
Some type of honor needs to be
Mhm.
given, because we know right now, like, she's saying like, oh, well, I trust that everything is. Nah, they cheated you. There's evidence that you've been cheated.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's evidence that you've been cheated, because you are our representative for the country, then this is what we're going to do for you. Like, and then show the other countries that we're not fazed by that. You know what I'm saying? If that bronze medal means that much to Romania so that they can have one more meal, allow them to have that one more meal.
Wait a minute.
All right, let's talk about it.
No, wait a minute.
Let's talk about
I was
it.
with you until that
Let's
part.
talk about it. Average income.
But I do think that will be a very classy thing to do, like you said, from our country, from Biden or whomever. Let's go ahead and.
So then y'all think I'm being mean. All right. The average income in Romania, $7,939.
Oh, no wonder why Flavius is doing well.
Okay. So I'm not being mean. I'm saying it what it is. That medal means something to y'all. It doesn't mean the same over. It means the same because she's saying I earned it.
Mm-hmm.
But we can still give you something of equal or greater value for our appreciation, because the goal is to what? Be appreciated by your country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's show her that we appreciate her in some type of way.
Yeah, King, that's what Kenny was saying yesterday about the guy whose medal was fading.
Yeah, his medal was fading. He wore it too long and his medal started fading, and he literally showed it like, I guess this is what this is about. It looked like a bad penny. So, Jordan, I understand it. And I think this country, somewhere, somehow, somebody should be doing something that has the juice to be able to make her feel like we appreciate you.
Yeah, and we still stand with you.
And F that situation. Because clearly somebody in Romania needed that bronze. Because as the person who's on the other end receiving the bronze, I don't want that.
No.
See, this is the time that we live in. We live in a time where participation trophies mean something. I don't want that. I didn't get it fair and square.
Right.
Why do I want this?
Right.
Unless it's going to help me feed my family. You see what I'm saying? So that now I can go back to Romania and say I'm a bronze medalist, and because of that, it comes with sponsorship. But other than that, I don't want something I didn't earn. This woman beat me, and y'all know it.
Right.
So, with that being said, enjoy your medal, and then let's figure out something besides that corny ass Flavor Flav cubic zirconia fake K jeweler watch.
It was a nice gesture.
And why is he the only one? See what I'm saying? Like, why is Flavor Flav the only one to be like, we need to do something for her?
Because he understands their plight.
Yeah,
that's one. And then two, he realized that, like, okay, the unjust situation that happened to her. Like, he's very empathetic.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying, like, of all the people who are in the sports world, Flavor Flav is the only one, like, I got you. And he only wears clocks, so he only did what it is that he knows to do. So while we laugh and joke, truth be told, he jumped to the rescue. But he's the only one. Ain't nobody else. Can't.
Well, yeah, like you said, that's when, as a presidential figure, or even just her state, someone should step up and do something.
You still got money because of Chuck D. They still perform. He's 65, still talking about, yeah, like, you never came out of character. So that means this is you.
This is you.
You never came out of character. And I applaud him for that. because you are 65 years old still shaking and when you talk and shit. Like,
And then I think Flavor of Love is still in syndication. Like they'll run old episodes, so he probably gets a check from that. Now, it was a
Flavor of
time.
Love was not our
It was a
brightest
time.
moment in
It was
television
a
history.
time. It was a time, and I enjoyed
I mean,
all the seasons.
it was no different than Pimp My Ride and
Which was
Cribs
crazy.
and all that stuff, only to find out all of it
all
was
of
fake.
that was fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what? Somebody said my brakes don't work. It don't matter. Here's a popcorn machine.
Terrible.
But it was entertaining.
It was. And they showed like where some of these cars are just sitting in lots and they have rotted away.
Oh, no.
Because nobody asked for that.
Yeah, because what am I supposed to do with a toaster maker while I'm driving to fucking work?
You like Pop-Tarts? Pop the dashboard. Now you can toast your toasters on the way. I didn't ask for
so
that, man.
stupid.
I just needed a paint
I just
job.
need a car.
And then the
need to get
person's
to
still
work.
sitting there acting like, yeah, I can really use that. That's illegal, and this shit's catching on fire. You better not toast nothing on your dashboard. Who else do we got?
Speaking of Olympians, now we know that this can happen once you get to a certain level of professionalism, or even just being great. Simone Biles, her mother, is coming out, and she's saying that she would like to rekindle her relationship with her. Now stop it.
No. I bet you think I'm different than what you think. Go ahead.
She would like to rekindle her relationship with her daughter.
Mhm.
She's only been talking to the younger one as of right now. She said she hasn't had any she hasn't had any sort of communication with Simone as of yet, but she's still hopeful. So for those of you who don't know, her mother did battle with substance abuse, and Simone and her youngest sister, because there's 4 of them, Simone and her youngest sister are with her grandmother and his wife, and then the other 2 are with their great aunt. And yeah, so they were the ones that were raising their children. So when you see the 2 individuals in the crowd cheering on Simone, that's her grandfather and her step grandmother. So we already got King's response. He said, hell no. But what do you all think when it comes to something like that? Like once you reach a certain level, or when, an estranged family member feels like they want to rekindle that relationship, should she open her arms and say, well, Mom, let's talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
A conversation doesn't hurt. And when the one thing that I think people in that situation sometimes forget is what that person may have been dealing with. And then when you add in drugs, it takes things to a totally different level. That person is not of right mind. Now, I don't know what she did inside the family, meaning like, was she like Gator from Jungle Fever, stealing TVs and shit from family members? But at least you were with family. You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if it was a situation where people told her, you better not come to this door. You better leave these kids alone. You get what I'm saying? But somehow there's a family dynamic that they took care of the children and separated her. Now, however long it took for her to be able to say, I would like to see her, because here's the thing. I can see if she just won her first medal and everybody's like, nah, now you wait till now. Actually, Simone may not do this again. You see what I'm saying? So then now you've actually allowed her to go through her period of being one of the greatest, if not the greatest, gymnastic participant ever. Now I just want to talk to my daughter. I've seen you through all this. I just want to have a conversation. Now, I would feel totally different, as I said, if this was like her first one. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But now that she's on the other end, and now she's married, and I'm sure she's about to have little Simones and all that. Come on, man, cut her a break, because the thing is, you don't need her. It's not like you need her. It's a conversation.
Said she probably wants some drug money. Y'all ain't shit.
And she might. You know what I mean? And if she does, peel her back a couple dollars, and then let her go on about her way. And then know one thing about your mother. She's consistent.
Y'all niggas are terrible. And then Bean said, why now? I mean, like I said, she's been talking to the younger sister for a while. I don't know how long that while is, but it may just be one of those things where it's like, I want to reconnect with my other daughter. I reconnected with this one, but haven't had the chance to reconnect with Simone. So, but I think now because Simone is at a point where she's considered a GOAT. And of course, everyone's looking for a story. So if all she got to do is say, I want to talk to my daughter, and, news outlets are going to flock to it because they're always looking for something, so that's why.
We don't know how raggedy the people were that took the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people take kids and then intentionally keep you away from kids. You get what I'm saying? Don't you bother her. She good now. Okay, but that's still my kid. Let me see my child. No, you ain't gonna see her. Now you get from around here now. You know how old grandparents be, especially that. Look at the timeline and look at the picture. Look at that picture. You see what I'm saying? Like, now if you look at this picture on the right, you can clearly see that she was cool. Something happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we need to give grace at certain place. Something happened. Because the other thing is, if I don't see dad in the picture, right? Mm-mm. So then 1, 2, 3 kids. That's why she took the drugs. Stress. You see what I'm saying? Like, you never know what happened in a person's life that caused them to be strung out. Mm-hmm. And then the narrative that may have been told to Simone could be a narrative that's not fair to the mother. And I think people should, in the family, because if, let's say that she gave her up for adoption, totally different situation. Mm-hmm. But if the family took over because she was on drugs, then I do think that even the family should say, talk to your mom. Mm-hmm. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you one way or the other, because now you're old enough to decide whether you want to continue the relationship or this is just a conversation and we're going to end this conversation right here.
And how you want that conversation to go.
Yeah. So talk to her, because what is it going to hurt? And if she say, can I get a couple dollars? Give it to her. And then you'll never see her again.
Until she needs more.
Nah. You won't see her no more, because she ain't gonna have the heart to come back again. Like, so give her enough to be like, this is it.
What?
That's enough. No more drugs.
Well,
for you.
Cuz said she has a right to question why now, not one thin dime. He said, not my coins. And then he said, sounds like a Tyler Perry movie. He might be getting inspiration from this as we speak. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stray Cat's always gonna come back. Damn.
See what I'm saying? See how y'all act? People, things happen. Everybody's adults now. If they were little, I would feel like, nah, because they're little. Mm-hmm. But she's super grown now. Like, and I'm sure she's at a point now where she's going to be deciding if she wants to have little Simones, because you're married and you moved on. She's a grown woman. Now, if it was going to interfere with her being able to perform, meaning now she's not thinking clearly, things like that, no. Mm-hmm. Get your bag. Do what you need to do, stay focused, all that. But now, what's the conversation going to hurt?
Y'all are going in. Crackheads don't have heart. They have the audacity.
Well, did they say she's clean?
From what I heard, yes.
She's clean?
Mm-hmm. And then, like Cuz said, the grandparents are essentially kind of leaving it up to her. Like you said, she's grown now. I can't stop you from talking to your mother. So now she's just kind of pleading out to Simone, like, hey, I would like to talk to you if you're willing to have that conversation.
Here's what I will say. And this is what all children who are in this situation should take a little piece, just a little piece from a guest that we interviewed who is extremely famous, Tommy Davidson. If you don't know Tommy Davidson's story, just real quick, his mother left him by a garbage can. Mm-hmm. Not with family, not with grams, none of that, by a garbage can. And somehow this man found the ability to forgive his mother and actually talk to her and go through therapy with her before she ended up passing. We're not perfect, and parents are going to make mistakes. That's all I'm going to say.
Who are they?
So at some point in time, you can continue to hold that to that foot to the flame. But then, like my mother told me, you better hope you're a perfect parent because it'll come back to you. So give the parents some grace because, it doesn't hurt you to talk to her. All right, what do you want? Crack money? All right, I got plenty of it. Hey, go to the safe and give her a stack real quick. Is that what you need? All right. Talk to you later.
We're going to move on. So while we're on the topic of the Olympics, everyone's favorite break dancer has decided to break her silence as well.
She should have broke both legs. Like,
if you don't know who we're talking about Rachel Gunn.
Is
Yes, she is the 36-year-old break dancer from Australia who has become the laughingstock of the entire internet. She went viral for her outlandish moves, but this is what she had to say.
I really appreciate the positivity, and I'm glad I was able to bring some joy into your lives. I didn't realize that would also open the door to so much hate, which has frankly been pretty devastating. I'd really like to ask the press to please stop harassing my family, my friends, and the broader street dance community. I did take it very seriously. I worked my butt off preparing for the Olympics, and I gave my all, truly.
And I believe her.
I do too. I do
believe
too.
her.
Because I went ahead and I looked her up because I'm like, okay, how much of a joke was this? But it's not. This girl actually has a PhD in breakdancing and dance culture, which whatever that is. I didn't know that was an actual thing. And she's actually a professionally trained dancer, but not in breakdancing, in tap, in jazz. And then her husband is a breakdancer and he is her coach. So
your coach failed you.
Yes, essentially.
And
and she was number one in her area.
And y'all gonna get mad at me. It's not an Olympic sport.
It's not.
It's not.
Which is why it won't be back in 2028.
Yeah, it's not an Olympic sport. Whoever thought of that, just like skateboarding is not an Olympic sport. Like, stop trying to find ways to get other people medals. It's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it would be back in 2028 if you had the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who can do break dancing. She was not one of them.
No.
And so at the tape of whomever reviewed and said, yep, she's the winner, you are the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because she was number one, y'all. She was number one in
what country
Sydney.
is she from?
Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia. Okay, so when's the last time we seen anything hip or hop from Sydney, Australia? All we see from Australia is big ass bugs.
Kangaroos.
And dangaroos. Like, that's all we see. Like, nobody is like, you know what? I got to go down there and learn how to break dance.
Shut up, Annie. Don't say Thor. Yes,
Right.
Thor.
Like, because even myself and the person whose music you hear on our underbed and the intro for our show, Eric, we always talk about how in Asia, there's some of them that can hang with Americans and dance better than Americans at our own culture. Like, we don't take it as serious as they do, like, which happens to be what Japan won, right? So that's something that, well, like, you see some people who take it seriously. Australia, somebody just said, you want to try it? Yeah. All right. Well, you're the only one here. She did it like, y'all ever see the movie Dodgeball? And when the dodgeball guys had to go against the young girls from the scout troop and they won by default, that was her. Oh, she's number one. There's only two people here. So we just picked her.
Oh.
And that was bad. Like, and
It was bad.
she thought she was doing it.
It was so bad.
And her coach is the problem.
He is.
Because you didn't say, you know what, babe, we need to pull out of this. This is not for us.
No.
He let her go out there looking like an 80s thriller video movie. Doom, doom, doom.
Thriller was better than that shit.
She
She was
did
crawling on the floor.
She did this. I don't know what that was about. I'm like, when have we ever seen that in breakdance?
I don't know.
But you know
I
what?
don't know.
Here's what once again, what we were saying about lanes.
Mhm.
It is not fair to harass this woman.
Nah.
Media. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
You want her to keep talking about it? And if she's smart, then she should be charging people for interviews.
Hell yeah. Go and find an agent.
Yeah.
Find somebody to represent you.
Because at this point in time, you want to talk, it's going to cost you. And I'll just keep telling y'all the same story over and over again. I love dance. I tried something new and I thought I could bring joy to people. And I did bring joy to people because y'all keep laughing at me. And then cool. Like her pants, we should have told her right then, like,
disqualification.
Yeah, no. Your pants aren't going to be right. And when she got on that ground and rolled and then flipped, but then she didn't like kick her legs in the air. She just rolled over like she was on a bad mattress. I said, damn. And we didn't get nobody in this. Like, that's the thing that was like, we didn't have nobody in it.
Yeah, I have so many questions about that.
I'm glad it's not coming back.
Yeah, because y'all did it wrong. Y'all did it extremely wrong. It wasn't even exciting. It wasn't thrilling. It was nothing that anyone wanted to tune into.
It was
bad.
Yeah, it was just straight ridiculous.
Yeah. While we're also on the topic of ridiculous, let's talk about Mark Rubin. So, if you guys have not heard, he was on the Breakfast Club. Now, he's the guy that essentially created Fanatics. Extremely wealthy and has the white party where, you know, people have been said you got to watch out for some of those white parties because shit goes down. His party was also the party where he was photographed hugging Lil Baby and people was like, what the hell is going on? And where Drake was spotted looking extremely elderly. Well, two of the things happened in his recent interview with the Breakfast Club. Number one, it has come out that he made sure to ban the playing of Not Like Us at his party because he admitted and said that I told the DJ, like, I don't want anyone to, you know, play this music. You know, Drake's a good friend of mine. He was going through a tough time and I don't want them to humiliate him any further. I'm paraphrasing. These weren't his exact words, but they didn't want to humiliate him further by playing the song. So he made sure to ban it that night. And he was like, you know, why would we continue to exacerbate the situation by playing the song, you know, when there's a beef going on between the two? So a lot of people were clowning him for that because they're like, yo, that's weak. Like, Drake just needs to take his L. It is what it is. And then he goes into how Meek Mill gets a lot of backlash. And essentially how he hates black on black hate. And this is what he had to say. Here's a clip from the interview.
Why does someone want to bring somebody else down? Let's try to build everybody up. Like, you know, I'd be more excited if I'd be more excited to see one of my friends do something that's 99% less meaningful to me, but it would be really meaningful to them because I want them to do great. I want everyone around me to do great. I don't like watching, you know, there's a little bit, and you tell me, you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit of a black culture of like, it's black hate on hate. It's like that black judge that Meek had that hated on him and wanted to go extra hard on him. Okay. It's like, it's what people always say to me. It's like black hate on hate. And so I think it's terrible. I think it's something that I think it's culturally wrong. And I'll probably get killed for saying this because, you know,
I'm glad you're saying it openly. If this is the conversations that are being had.
I have it all the time.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. So I think it's wrong. I think, like, why do you not want to build everyone up around you? Why do you not want everyone around you to do great? The best way for everyone to do great is to push each other up.
Okay. So before I go into my question, this is what he had to say because he immediately issued an apology on Twitter. And I'm sorry, I keep calling him Mark Rubin. That's Mark Cuban, and this is Mike Rubin. So Mike had this to say. I got a phone call from one of the people I have the most respect for in the world. They told me while they appreciate my intention, it's not my place to speak on Black culture. I get it and really appreciate the input. My intention was to say how important it is that we need to uplift one another, stop hate on each other, and push each other to win and always root for each other's success. My bad. Much love and appreciate the feedback. So, family, did you think what Mike Rubin said was that bad? Or did he have a point?
I'll go first. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. What are we mad about? What did he say that would cause the black delegation to huddle up and say, now hold on.
Well,
he can't say that.
Well, a lot of people were saying it was the messenger and not necessarily the message, that it shouldn't be coming from a white male.
Oh, okay.
I think that was
we don't listen to black ones.
Mm.
So then who we going to listen to? Okay. And just like I feel like Charlemagne the God, you want to hear sometimes how other people think of you, because that could be the image that you are portraying, right? So the image that we are portraying to him at that time is that we don't stick together and we don't uplift one another. Now, here's what everybody gonna do. Give that 2, 3, 4 examples of people who uplift. Because my aunt just bought earrings at the swap meet from the black girl down. You know what he's talking about. Overall, in general, we do not treat each other the best.
We had an example of that, of the young lady with the Homewood Pizza Shop.
Correct. Woman opened up her pizza shop 3 days. 3 days. 3 days. The first thing somebody did was say, her pizza nasty as hell. So was he wrong? No. Here's the flip side of that. He was raised Jewish. No one is allowed to comment on Jewish anything.
Mm-mm.
So that's where I say, well, now hold on. Let's have some dialogue. No different than I said yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a problem with somebody, or you can have an opinion, but let's have some open dialogue. Now, in that moment, once again, as an interviewer, Charlemagne could have said, you're right, but here's my problem. This is your observation as a man who's been raised Jewish, because people make Jewish a race, and it's not a race, it's a religion. You were raised Jewish, right? Yes. Okay. How come no one can say anything about Jewish people at all? I can be in trouble for saying what I'm saying right now about Jewish people. Anti-Semitic, bang, and you get punched in the face and canceled. But you feel comfortable enough to criticize the black culture.
Well, this is what happens when you allow certain people to be comfortable in the culture.
He was next to Drake, whom also is slightly Jewish. Isn't Drake's mother Jewish?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Is Kendrick not right again? You're not locked in.
You're not his friend.
You're not my friend. So somebody from another culture speaking on black culture comfortably, but we can't speak in turn about your religion, because Jewish is not they've made it a race. You see what I'm saying? Like that. When we check the boxes, it don't say black, white, Native American, Pacific Islander, Jewish. It doesn't say that. So then it's not a race, right? But if we say anything, and I mean anything, about the Jewish community, even in joking, in jest, you're canceled. So for that reason, you, sir, shut the fuck up.
And maybe that's why the person went ahead and called him and said, I need you to be quiet.
You can't say nothing, man. That's where I have the problem. I can take it. Because he's right. He is. Unfortunately, he's right. Got a point. But.
And then, Mike, let's be honest. Meek Mill is suspect. He does a lot of suspect and stupid shit. So sometimes he deserves a dragging, an occasional drag or two. Just saying.
Yeah, he's not like a civil rights leader that we should be talking about here. Like we're talking about a dude whose lyrics are not, positive.
He screams when he raps.
It's not like we're talking about Common. We're talking about Meek Mill. We should lift him up. And the first things out of his mouth is "fuck them bitches." Well, wait a minute. What is he lifting up? See, y'all are in cahoots, and it all comes down to the money. Because you can say stupid things like this about people like Meek Mills because all y'all making money together. You and Drake were friends. We're friends. They can't play that because he's my buddy.
But then did you hold Drake accountable?
No.
Did you pull him to the side and be like, "This, look, you started this shit. So now you gotta lay in the bed that you made."
I get it though on Mark, like, because if somebody made a diss track against one of my homeboys and then we at the party and the DJ's like, I'd be like,
I'd be like, play it again.
Like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
started this shit.
Cut it. Like, nah, man, come on. And then I would tell the DJ, like, now what in the hell was you thinking?
Bing, bing, bing.
And everybody trying to be funny with it. I'd be like, bro, like, you're not getting paid. That's my boy. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Of all the songs that we got,
It's the hottest song out.
you gonna play Not Like Us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But for Mike, I just feel like we need to be just as sensitive about what is said from your side, just as we are to our side. Just being honest. Because there are a lot of bad deals in music that were done by people who look like you. And a lot of bad contracts that were done to people who make music from people who look like you. And it still is. And so it's not like we're talking about we need to uplift. Like, don't sign, hey, young brother, that's a bad contract. You're not that type of person. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to say that you're that type of advocate. So cut it out.
Please.
All right. But you're not wrong, but shut up.
And then don't just make it a color thing all the time. It's a people thing. I've watched people of different ethnicities tear each other down, especially in the workplace. Let somebody be at the point where they're possibly going to get a raise or they can get promoted or whatever have you. Man, shit goes down. Or if they feel like their job is on the line and it's at the hands of somebody else, I have seen people be extremely cutthroat in various situations. So it's a people thing.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just fucking corny.
He's a punchline for a lot of jokes.
A lot of people.
A lot of jokes. A lot of jokes. So yeah. Sorry, Mike.
I know I keep mixing
sorry,
him up
Mike.
with Mark Cuban. So moving on to our good pastor and everyone's favorite Christian artist, Kirk Franklin. So people have a lot of things to say about the comments that he most recently made.
Kirk?
Yeah. Some people are not happy with his comments.
GP, are you with me?
Where he said that he feels as though Christians weaponize marriage and children and religion and things like that when he was recently sitting down with Cam Newton. We have a clip.
Okay.
And this is what he had to say.
Okay.
That marriage has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Giving has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Sexuality has been weaponized. For example, any woman listening to this can attest in our culture. Don't be no 30, 35-year-old single black woman and go to the family reunion. All the older women are going to do nothing. They're going to look at you and wonder, why you not married?
Where your man at? Where your kids at?
Like it's a prerequisite for identity and value that if you don't have a man, if you don't have kids, that something about you is broken. Do you understand how dysfunctional these messages are?
Yeah.
And how we super spiritualize these messages. Paul said, but marriage is a necessary distraction.
So, my good family.
I'm so tired of Cam Newton looking like the Mad Hatter. He looked like he about to get tea and sit right down with Alice right now.
So, my good family, what are your thoughts?
I feel like he has a point. But I'm not going to label that as church. I'm just going to label that as nosy ass elders in the family.
Okay.
Not going to label that as the church. There's nosy ass elders in your family, in people's business.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To put that on the church is like, you know how many things we can put on the church? Like, were you evil when you had a porn addiction? Was that, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that you can put out there that don't put it on the church. Put it on, like you just said, put it on the people. There's elders that don't know how to watch their mouth because they feel like they can say whatever they want to say to whomever they want to say it to, whenever they want to say it. And the first thing out is for them to criticize. And we, in our culture, we have to deal with it because we told respect your elders at all times. And you be like, but she just popped off. I will knock Grammy's dentures out. Like, this ain't what are we talking about? Like,
her denture.
She's sitting there with a diaper on, wondering when I'm going to have a kid. We're taking care of you. Roll her ass back in the house.
You know, when you get to a certain age, you just don't give a damn anymore. And that is true, Annie. That's when Thanksgiving clapbacks were born, because you know when you go back home and you got to sit down with family, that somebody's going to say something crazy about what you're doing, who you're with, you know, why you ain't got this, why you do got this, what happened to that. And then now, you know, I got to clap back, because let's not act like your slate is clean. Let's go ahead and start talking about some things.
Like, I think there's a thin line when they say you got to respect your elders. I get it. You do, because if the elders, when you're communicating with your elders, there's a line of respect that you have to give, because these people have earned their stripes. But when you speak on my business, that gives me the ability to be like, well, wait, Grammy, because
didn't your man cheat on you 87 times
don't
and had
we,
15 kids?
Don't we got an uncle that we ain't allowed to talk about that ain't you, that didn't come from you over there? He's not your son, but we call him uncle. Like, the dark secrets that be in older families, and man, so just leave people. So don't put it on the church. That is not the church thing, because then now, once again, people go to church and now they're looking at everybody thinking that somebody's talking about them because they ain't got nobody. That is not true. And Cam Newton, shut up, because you got enough kids for everybody. They can borrow one from you. I
thought he only had 3.
Nah, ain't he on like 5?
He does?
4 or
Jesus
5.
Christ. Oh my God.
He's up there, because that's when they was clowning the chick that he just had the kid with. Like, why are you number? And I think she was like, well, at least he's rich. And that's like, damn, that's what we going for?
I guess so.
So, you know, stop, Kirk, because that's crazy work, man. The question is, your sons. That's the question. His son. The one that's on reality TV making him look stupid.
Oh yeah.
That's him. That's him. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, stop blaming the church for everything. The church is just a building. The people in it is what makes the actual quote unquote church. So when you're blaming the church, like if everybody decided that, let's say it was a mega church and it was 15,000 people, like the dude in Durham that got jammed up, and everybody walked to another church, that building itself is no longer a church. It doesn't have any value. There's nothing in it. You see what I'm saying? The church are the people that's in it. So stop blaming the church and say, nah, it's the people in the church that need to change their ways. Stop that. Stop gossiping about people and making people feel certain ways. Stop that, because that's not what this building is for. Now, you want to take that to your house and to your cookout, then you do that. But don't put that on the church.
You don't think that that's kind of what he was inferring?
Nah, because when you say the church, the first thing people think about is the building. You don't think about, you know what I'm saying? So like when you be like, cause see what the church do, and the first thing you think about is the building that you go to. You don't think about the actual people until you be like, because at church, you know, Sister Mary with the red hat, yeah, her. You know, her kid ain't had no man in I don't know how long. What's wrong with her? And you'd be like, man, are we really talking about this lady like that?
Yes.
At Golden Corral?
Oh.
After church?
I hate Golden Corrals.
Hey, man. I'm just saying. Are all the fish places that everybody goes after church? You know what I mean? Like, stop. Leave people alone. Period. Whether it's in the church, out the church, whatever, just leave. Let people do what they do.
Yeah.
Unless they come to you with something. Now, if they come to you with something, then okay, cool. But leave people alone, man.
And you also have to understand, you don't know everyone's story. Like, there was a young lady who was essentially talking about her frustration once again with the dating world. And one of the things that a guy told her was, you don't want any kids? Because I do, and I want to put a baby in you. And she was like, little did you know, I had a hysterectomy for health concerns. So
Ouch.
Can we not make prejudgments or say stupid things?
Why ain't you got no kids? My husband had testicular cancer and had to have one of his genitals removed, so we can't have kids. Now you sitting there like, I'm gonna pray for him. No, you're gonna shut up.
Yes, I'm gonna pray for him.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna pray. And then you don't even say I'm sorry. Let me pray for him.
Is that uncomfortable silence?
Amen.
You know? So if somebody is walking around and doesn't have children, or they're not married, and then because if it's a guy that isn't married, doesn't have he's funny. What? If that is not someone's story, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's happening right now. You don't know what they've been through. So let's not judge. But like you said, that's people. That's people. It's just that unfortunately sometimes church gets a bad rap because we're expecting people to be held at a higher standard because they are church going, not realizing that they're just people.
Cam got 8. That's why
8 kids.
I done told you, yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's why when you say, well, where are your kids? Well, why you got so many? That's a conversation too. You got 8 and 5 baby moms.
Whoa.
So what, Cam? See what I'm saying? Like, so then certain things, be careful on how you comment on them as a person. Like when I hear people talk about that, yeah, with them all, he got all them baby moms. I think I need to get up out of here. Time for me to go for the pendulum swings this way. And then you, I ain't even say nothing. It is different. I be taking pride in it's different. I was married. Oh.
Okay, nigga.
Nah. No. Didn't work. Okay. Oh. Certain conversations you got to be cool. Like in that situation, Cam, chill out. Like, chill.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wish Kirk the best because Kirk, he been through it, and now he's getting to his age where I'm gonna just say what I want to say.
What I want to say,
and then, but just don't blame it on the church. Just say that that's how you feel, but don't say the church, and then try to get every woman in on you. Because ain't that right? Every woman that's 36 and older. Damn, what did we have to do with y'all interview? How did we turn that to?
Because that's the thing. Why ain't you? I mean, look. That's something that is constantly being asked and constantly
you
being
hear it a lot.
About. I do.
You do?
When are you going to have a kid? I don't want a damn kid. They're expensive.
Wow, her brother is the exact opposite. I promise you. When you gonna get a relationship? Why do you want that? When you gonna have kids? Please don't tell her that. No,
they are expensive.
Kids are an investment, and you got to be ready to invest in them.
And I can get my fill. I want to sit here and he with kids. I can call a lot of people.
I got 3 on deck. Well, no, they're not he age anymore.
No,
one is,
but it's like no.
At any time too. You can
nigga
drop her off tonight. Give you all the he you need.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can get my fill. But somebody doesn't want to have kids. Why is that being something that they're being nailed to the cross for? Or if somebody isn't married, or if someone it doesn't have a milestone or something that you feel at a certain age they should have.
Is it a milestone?
Leave people alone.
Is it a milestone? I don't think it's a milestone.
A lot of people consider it.
Hey, you know what? And they should stop because clearly they didn't have one not work. A milestone is when you find somebody in the game early and y'all ride it out, and it's like, man, they've been there. They've been together for 40 years. You're like, now that's a milestone. Some of these relationships, you be like, this was the worst shit of my life. It's the worst decision I've ever made. Not a milestone. That was terrible.
Speaking of,
okay,
I had some nigga like from my super past. Like I'm talking about high school.
Was it the dude who I still got beef with?
No,
Angelo.
Leave Angelo. Leave him alone. He is catching strays for no reason. That man do not bother me.
Should have never kicked my helmet, bro.
But no, it's one of the weird niggas that I took to semi, and I'm like, I blocked you on Facebook because
the Jesus guy.
Jesus, no, Pretender. I don't know what happened to Pretender. I'm pretty sure he's successful.
Jesus
he
guy
was cool.
I was say he looked cool.
Yeah, he was a. When you come across good people, he was a really good person, and I've never seen Pretender like come. Well, we were in high school, but when I knew him, he never got out of character. He was always calm, just a really nice guy and always smiling.
And looked like Jesus.
And did. He was a really cool guy.
18 or 17. It's like, you're old as hell and you look like Jesus.
But he was so sweet. He was the sweetest. Like, oh, Pretender, if you're out there, just tell me hello. How are you? How are you, sugar? No, this was a guy that I went to semi with, I believe, in 10th grade. Now, I blocked him on Facebook because I'm like, there's no reason for us to talk.
I blocked him.
Yeah, because there's no reason for us to talk. Like, no, we're not going to be friends. You are married with 1 million kids.
Oh,
why are you trying to friend me? Yeah, what are you trying to friend me for? And then after I blocked, then you find me on Instagram, and then
I will not be silent.
Yes, I'm like, so then now I gotta block you on that. What is going on here? Leave me alone. I haven't heard or seen you in years. So what type of conversation do you feel like is going to happen, or why do you feel like you need to follow me? And then on Instagram, none of my stuff is, private. So you can come and look and stalk as much as you want, but you purposely said, I'm going to hit that follow button. Take you, your wife, and your kids and go mind your business and get up out of mine. Thank you. I think that's weird.
You, your wife, and your kids.
Your kids.
Oh, he has multiple?
Yes.
Ouch.
Go away. The fuck?
Well, they're stalkers.
But don't you think that's weird?
Is it weird because he wants to talk to you and you're not talking to him? Or is he not talking to you and he's just stalking you?
The latter.
He's not talking to you, he's just stalking you.
It's not like, hey, how you doing? What's been going on?
Oh, yeah, then that's weird.
Yeah.
Because at least say hello. Like, hey, what's up? How you been? Just to stalk me, that's just creepy.
And you're also married. So let's go ask your wife if this is appropriate.
Don't do that. Don't do that. People always want to go there. Does your wife think it's good? You know she don't.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Let me ask your wife. Well, why would you do that?
Because don't get from over here. What are you doing? Goodness.
Let me ask and see if your wife knows you're talking to. She doesn't. The fuck? Relax. Easy. All you gotta do is just say, leave me alone. Cool. Relax. You so high strung about this.
She doesn't.
She doesn't. I can tell you that myself.
Get the hell up out of here. Goodness. Don't do nothing that you wouldn't want your wife doing or knowing about. Get out of here. There's no reason why you need to follow me.
Maybe his wife does it. There's a lot of unhappy people out here.
A lot, but that's not my problem. Go away, sir.
Well, just, what makes it weird is not having any communication. That's what makes it weird.
And when I say I haven't talked to him in years, my nigga, like, I think the last time I spoke to him, I was in 10th grade. There has been no communication.
Ouch.
Since then.
That's pretty bad. You know what hasn't had communication, and I don't understand why they're trying to make a lane to communicate and come back? A different world.
Well, see.
Let's talk about that, because there's no reason for this to come back.
Well, see. So they're okay. So it's already in the works. It's already in that. Yeah, because he does. He needs a damn life. You got 1 million kids, so you have a life. Go raise them. So A Different World is already in the works. It's in development.
No.
With Netflix.
No.
Yes. So they are coming out with a sequel, but it's not going to be what you guys think it is. It's actually only going to be Whitley and Dwayne, where they're going to pick up where they left off, because Whitley was pregnant, and they got married.
Are they going to put on Jasmine Guy, because she do not look like this anymore? And so I would like them to not do this. Please.
It's happening. Unless at the very last minute Netflix decides to scrap it, but it's already in development. Like, it's already happening. It's a thing. I think they also went ahead and done like the casting for it and all of that, but it's going to take place.
Who are the writers?
The writers are one of the young ladies. She has done Grey's Anatomy, and she's done something else. Hold on, wait, let me see.
Because that's a big part of the different world. Because you got to be able to connect with the old crowd who remembers, and still also bring it for the new crowd who does not know. So the writing is going to have to be pretty on point.
Yes. From what I've read about the writer, or the people involved, they actually do have. Oh, she did Bel-Air, and people are loving Bel-Air. It's actually in its 3rd season. So the executive producer
finished the first one.
Really?
Nah.
It was actually really good. It was actually pretty good. So yeah, the executive producer / writer, Felicia Pride, like I said, she's responsible for Bel-Air and some of Grey's Anatomy. And then Debbie Allen is also an executive producer as
well.
well.
Cool, because she remembers. No, I'm seriously, because Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad and Cosby and all that, they were all in it for what we know as Different World in the first place. So cool. As long as Debbie Allen's involved, we know it won't get too coonery on it.
No, I don't think so. And the thing is, it's going to take place with the daughter. Like I said, Whitley and Dwayne's daughter is going to be at Hillman. So it's going to be her perspective and, her generation.
And there's a lot more exposure to HBCU, which is, if it's written right, is going to be very, very good, because there's so much more exposure. When this was out, a lot of people didn't know what HBCUs were.
Right.
It was like, what is this? For us, we thought Hillman was actually fictitious. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? And then you figure out, oh no, there's colleges where it's predominantly Black students. That's dope. So it could pop, and there's a lot of lane for the Divine Nine to be represented, and things that our college students go through. So I'm glad that they're doing it, as long as there's people involved who remembers how it was done originally. Like, I don't want that whole, new writers, but try to use the same people, because using Dwayne and Whitley, that's going to write that narrative right there is going to be tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
you're going to have to write for 2 different audiences, the people who remember and the new audience.
Right. So you got to write for us old fogies, and then write for the new ones. But once again, Kadeem Hardison and Jasmine Guy are no rookies at this either. So I'm sure they're going to make sure that the presentation of this is on point.
And how important it is, like, it was a very, very important show.
Hopefully there's cameos with other people.
I'd
like to see Ron.
I would.
Ron is the light-skinned friend with the glasses.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
He is?
Yeah.
All right.
Homeboys from outer space.
That's right. That was terrible. So we'll see. Like I said, it's already in development with Netflix. There is no date as of when it will premiere just yet. But as far as we know, it is happening.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go. Shall we get into our messy letter?
Sure. Messy letter and then home.
Let me go back. Really, nigga?
I mean,
That's how we're going with it today.
Intrusive thoughts.
Never fail.
I'm on the spectrum. I've told you that. It's not like I've ever lied to anyone. And messy letter.
Messy letter.
Brought to you by you. If you have a business and would like for us to use your business in this position to be able to expose your brand, contact us at tdsrmedia@gmail.com and we can have your logo at the top of the screen for you. Messy letter.
This says, please post anonymously. Ex-wife and I are divorced. We have 2 kids together and going through the struggle of co-parenting. For the most part, we are parallel parenting, which to me works fine. The issue here is around boundaries as we move on with our separate lives. She now wants to be friends and do things together for the kids as if we are still married. However, prior to the divorce, she always said that one should not stay married for the kids when they are not happy, but now wants to be friends and do things together and use me for resources for the kids. I think she just wants to use me for my resources, but I told her she is no longer entitled to those privileges as we are divorced. I am enforcing firm boundaries. My main priority is taking care of the kids, and we have joint custody. What are your thoughts? As a backstory, I filed for divorce after discovering her affair as I could not get over her betrayal. Her reasons for cheating was that she was not happy, but this never came up until she was caught. She was cheating with a married man thinking he will leave his wife for her. It did not happen. Now she lost on both ends.
I hope y'all hear that what's going on because it'd be perfect timing because
every time.
So there's multiple ways to go about this letter. Way number 1 is, sir, get a lawyer, go to court, divide everything up, tell her to leave you alone. Because those are the boundaries. Clearly, she doesn't respect the separation of the divorce because you probably entertain the bull crap. Because if she want to do things for the kids and with the kids because that's right. Because she didn't ask for the divorce, you did. She was happy cheating and just living that life. All that because she thought that he was going to leave his wife for her. No, she didn't. She cheated with a person who had something to lose just like her. Sir, you hoped that was the answer and it wasn't. So we're going to tell it like a TI is here. She had a side piece. You caught her. That doesn't mean she didn't love you anymore. She just did not want to continue to have sex with you at that moment. She wanted more. Now,
she said she wasn't happy.
And well, we all go through that in relationships. That doesn't give you the green light to cheat, right? You can be unhappy, but you communicate whatever the changes are. And she chose to communicate with somebody else. Now, the choice is, do you still care enough about her to follow through with the request that she's asking? Clearly, you do, because you're asking this question in a letter. Instead of writing a letter to a lawyer that says, can you please file for our custody arrangement and let us go to court so that now there's a complete and utter divide. There's the best boundary ever. I got the kids from this time to this time, and you got the kids from this time to this time. Well, you should do, I'm not. Bye. That's how that gets handled. There's your boundaries. But this gray area is because probably you, sir, did not necessarily want the divorce either because you found her cheating. So then that means you felt like you had to do something. But if you continue to move down the road of co-parenting this way, you might as well have stayed married because what woman is going to be in your life and accept this? It's not going to happen. So for sad reason, you and your letter kick rocks.
Nigga. He's asking for help.
No, he's not. He's asking for validation. Like,
well, Bean said, what are the boundaries? She can't use the resources, ? Cuz says she misses him now that he's gone too. And then other cut says the grass is not green on the other side. If he is doing his part, leave that shit alone.
Right. Because when he says resources, okay, let's be honest. That's 9 times out of 10. That's money. Okay. So, sir, stop being afraid of child support and take yourself to court. There's your boundary. You can take yourself to court just like 50 Cent did. And then now you think you're going to get this. No, here's the money. I'm taking care of my responsibility. Here's the financial part of it. Now we're going to go to court. We're going to handle custody. Here is my legal guardianship portion of it. And then now I don't have to have any further conversation with you outside of that unless we're talking about major decisions like school, healthcare, et cetera, but all this gray area stuff is because you still have feelings too, sir.
Well, he did say they have joint custody.
You still got feelings because at the end of the day, when the child is with her, you don't have to pick up the phone or answer a text message. The kid is with you. Bye. That's how boundaries are set. Oh, I think we should do this I think you shouldn't have had sex with another man. That's what I think. Or we would be together. So kick rocks. But if you're not saying that and you're like, well, okay, you're right. You might have a point. Then she got you by the strings. So stop.
He still has feelings.
You still got feelings. Kick.
And you're hurt.
And yeah. The one thing Debbie said that stands true to this day, I don't want to hear it. Why? Because when you're ready to leave and you're ready to be done with it, you'll be done with it. But my ass, when you're ready to be done, you'll be done. And damned if she wasn't right. Because when I was done, I was done. It wasn't no, well, what about my ass? I'm done with you. And that's where he's not done.
No, he's not. He's still hurt.
He's still hurt.
And then you're relishing in the fact that you're talking about these resources. But like you said, now that we're separated and we've gone, our separate ways, if you were the breadwinner, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah. And see, that's the other part. Because if you got a couple dollars in resources, then you're scared to go to child support because then now you all the money. Now, so the cheaper to keep her, like, well, I'm gonna just make her happy because you're scared to go down there because they're gonna take your money. It's a byproduct of filing for a divorce, goofball. So when I keep telling y'all people marriage is a business, so now you got all the resources. You scared to take yourself to child support because if you weren't, you would do it no different than you did the divorce. It would have happened. So then she wouldn't be talking about resources because in the divorce, you would have handled the resources. But what a lot of people don't know is at times those are separated. So somehow, some way, you got out of paying alimony because she cheated, right? Because now you ain't got to pay because it's her fault why the marriage was dissolved. Okay. But that old C support. Oh, that child support. Amen. That old child support don't give a damn about your marriage. That's a totally different court. So then what they do in child support, because everybody think feelings matter in child support, feelings don't matter.
Not at all.
Here's what they do. They say, can I see your tax return? Slide that across the table. Can I see your pay stubs? And then you slide that across the table. And then they ask her, can I see your pay stub? Yeah, can I see your tax return? And then now they start the clickety clack on the computer. Click, clack, click, click, clack, click, click, clack, clack. Who handles child insurance? I do. Oh no. Click, 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 clack, clack, click. Who handles child care? And mom say, I do. Click, 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 click. Are there any other things that the child does? Yeah. Oh, what? Everything. Basketball, baseball, golf, lacrosse, all that. I do it all. Click, 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 click. You have any proof of that? I don't. Well, don't worry about it. Click, 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 click. Boom. And then a number comes up. And now you sitting there like this. I ain't got that type of goddamn money.
You what?
Now you sitting there when she click, 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 bang. You pay, and then there's a number, and then now your face is like this. And then you say something stupid out the side of your mouth, like, how am I supposed to pay that? And they tell you, get another job.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody looks at you then, well, I need to see a judge because the person you're talking to is not a judge, right? Nope. So then now you go see the judge. And if you, sir, don't have a legitimate reason of why you can't pay that, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to pay that.
Mm-hmm.
So now somebody told you to avoid all that because she's asking you for the resources, right? She's asking you for the resources. And your simple ass is scared. So you she got you by the balls, man. Like at this point in time, you have to decide whether or not you're going to handle this business so that you can detach the ball and chain or continue to drag it with you. Because remember, at the end of the day, you filed for the divorce. I just couldn't get over it. Oh, you couldn't, huh? Now look at you. It doesn't make a difference. Everybody gets mad at me when I say these relationships, when you get married, it turns into business. Now we talking about resources. Ain't nobody talking about love. Ain't nobody talking about oochie boochie coochie. You were so cute. Where's the money? I need it. We might as well do this together because it helps with the money. And you like, what should I do? What should I do? You should have sat your ass down when she cheated and said, financially, I control everything. Well, let me figure this out while still in it.
Mm-hmm.
The knee-jerk reaction is, I'm filing for divorce.
I'm going to get you back. Mm-hmm.
Now you don't know what to do because she needs the resources. And you know you got to provide them. And she slept with somebody. Ouch. So now you're providing resources for a woman who cheated on you, and you thought the divorce was going to cause the separation, and it did not. She's going with business as usual. We're going to the museum, so let's go because we need your resources.
We need the resources.
I don't want to go to the goddamn. Oh, you don't? Okay, well, we're gonna go down to the courthouse because they can get me all the resources.
Because I'm still not understanding the whole, we're struggling to co-parent. What do you mean you're struggling? What's the struggle?
The struggle is the money. The money. That's the struggle to co-parent. No, nobody want to co-parent when I got to give up all my money. But sir, you filed for the divorce. So when people say to me, when I say, well, I don't necessarily think cheating is always a deal breaker. Because money is involved.
And you can tell that he's a little hurt because he said the issue here is around boundaries as we move on with our separate lives. She now wants to be friends and do things together for the kids as if we're still married, but you're still parents. So,
well, friendship and parenting don't go hand in hand. You don't have to be friends. It's nice if you are, but you don't have to be
right.
friends.
Yeah, I know you don't have to be friends, but when he says like do things together, like you're
I'm not
parents,
doing that.
You know, so he then goes into however prior to the divorce, she had always said that one should not stay married for the kids when they are not happy. But now she wants to be friends and do things together and use me for the resources for the kids.
One should not stay married for the kids until they get caught cheating. She the one that got caught cheating. She was saying that because she was planning her exit, possibly, but it didn't work that way. So now you're the resource guy. She doesn't have the resources. You know that. You file for a divorce. You have to pay. It sucks. So now you have to decide how you want to move forward.
Because I think she just wants to use me for my resources.
She's the mother of your child.
But I told her she is no longer entitled to those privileges as we are divorced.
Wrong. Go to court and see what they tell you.
What's going to happen?
Okay. Can I have your pay stub? Sure, sir. Sure, ma'am. Here goes your pay stub. Okay. Click, 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 click. Can I have your pay stubs? Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do both of you have your tax returns? Yeah, I need those. Okay, cool. All right. Now, who takes care of the health insurance? I do. And that's her saying I do. Uh-oh. Click, 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 click. Who takes care of the child care? I do. And that's her saying I do. Click, 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 clack, clack. Who does the child stay with majority of the time? Well, what do you mean by that? What I mean is in 7 days, how many overnights is she with you and how many overnights is she with her? Oh, well, I have her more. Oh, you do, ma'am? Yep. Okay. Clickety, clickety, clack, clack, clack. And then she hits the enter button. Pow. Then a number comes up. Bang. Well, sir, you got to pay. And then now your face is like this. How am I supposed to pay that? Get another job. Straight-faced. That's how child support court works. They don't care about none of the emotion. About none of the emotion. They don't care about that. That's custody court. Custody court is where everybody care about how you feel, how the kid feel, who the most comfortable, blah, 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 blah. Over here in child support land, hey, man, it's black and white. Yo, how much you make, how much she make, who has the kid more, who carries the insurance, who carries and then now a number comes out. Now, here's the thing. It can work against the mom, depending on how much money she makes.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, there's another side.
Yeah, it can work against the mom. Because if she makes too much money, then now he leaving out of there paying $125 a month. It's a crapshoot. It's like going to Vegas because you out there like.
I'm going to say, look at Mary J. Blige.
You out there with your eyes like, all right, come on, 6. I've been waiting for your funky ass all night. $225. Whoa, sold. I can pay that. All right. And some people out there,
yeah,
$1,200. Oh, God.
There's another letter that I have. We'll have to save it for either tomorrow or next week where he's paying $950.
For how many kids?
I'm not sure. I think it's just 1 or 2. And then it's every other week.
Show is over. We're out of here. Woo! 1,800?
Yeah.
Every a month?
$950 every other week.
Okay, so now here's what you do. fellas or ladies, whoever, when you get hit,
because that's a hit.
You get hit. So now they went pop, 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 bang, and they hit that button, cue me, and they said, "Sir, you got to pay $1,875." How am I supposed to eat? Get another job. Now, once you're in that situation, here's what you got to do. Now you got to go back to custody court. 2 separate courts. You go to custody court and you bring out that calendar, and now you have to have more overnights. So for fathers who are experiencing that, the only way to beat child support and you're getting hit in the head like that is you got to get that calendar to be split down the middle as much as possible, meaning you have to spend more time with your kids and not picking them up, but overnight stays. Those overnight stays are the key. Now, unfortunately, we don't have 8 days in a week where you can say 4 for you, 4 for me. So you got to figure out how you're going to do that with holidays and birthdays and summertime and all that. It's a fight. It's a fight because she got an attorney over there, or maybe she doesn't, but there's somebody over there that's going to fight against you because they know the leverage of overnights then flows into child support, because then you can go right back to child support. Ah, God damn it. I got half the goddamn time. I need that reduction. And then you have to pull out that, and then they'll go back, clickety, 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 clack, clickety, clickety, clack, and then they come up with a new number. And then you have to keep going back and forth like that until it makes sense. This guy doesn't seem like he's done that. And that's because he still has feelings. And she knows that he has the money, and she knows he's going to do it. And he's trying to lay these boundaries, and it's not going to work because she's like, so what? I slept with somebody else. We still got a kid together.
And I'm using your resources.
And I'm going to use your resources.
Like Bean said, the resources must be pretty good. I think they are.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
You know why they're pretty good? I'm going to tell you why. Cheating today takes time, energy, and effort. And when you working all day and dealing with people shit, the last thing you want is another person that you got to be like, ooh, let's deal with you, and then we gonna sneak, and we gonna, that shit takes effort. I gotta be up at 4:00 in the goddamn morning. I don't have time for this. No time. I ain't got time for this. So clearly he had the resources that helped her have time. Because somewhere you gotta have time, because if y'all got kids and you're working, what? Cheating? Like, so somewhere there's a gap where like the kids go to school, he's at work, or something, for when she got the time to get caught sleeping with a married man, which is crazy, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Because then what's his schedule looking like?
Yeah, because then now, does he have a job? Like, cheating is work. That's why I'm just like, why put in that type of effort? And, or maybe she was a terrible cheater. That's why she got caught.
Nah, because she probably didn't care. Well, he said that she wasn't happy. And, you know, once you're not happy, you just don't give a damn anymore.
Not happy is subjective. Because now you happy with my resources, and I don't like that.
That's why he wrote this letter.
You don't try to act happy now.
Or have an open marriage.
Nah, that ain't going to work either.
No?
Nah. It's just one of them things where you either forgive the person and keep it pushing, or you don't. And clearly he couldn't. But then that also means, though, if you can't, then you have to make a complete and total separation. And it has to be cold-blooded. It can't be sometimes like, well, yeah, we can do this together. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because then it'll make the water murky, and then now people think and they got entitlement to, well, because we was married. I mean, for example, our mother divorced our father, and he still would say my wife, and she was remarried in her new house with her new husband. It was the craziest shit in the world. So you get people who are like that and will say it. That's my wife. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So there's some people who just can't detach. And when you have those people, there has to be a complete line that you just be like, yo, no. And don't try to use the kids. No, that's not no. Well, what about no? I thought you was going to fight. No. I'm going to fight? The hell?
I think people really do think that. Like, they're expecting people to like go into full on like soap opera mode.
No.
When you're telling me like, okay, well, this is over. Okay. But I don't think people are used to that. I really don't. I don't think they're used to that. And that to me is so strange, because how do you want me to act?
Right. I don't know. In this situation, with him having those type of questions, I agree with Bean. They can work it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you're still doing it. You're still acting in the role of husband. It's just your pride. That's all. Your pride is hurt because she slept with somebody else.
I'll get your leg back and keep it moving.
No, because then now she can get you for all your money. Keep the money secure. Just forgive her and keep it pushing. eventually time will come and time will tell where, now, you're in a situation. Set yourself up for the leave. Don't just be like, you did what? I'm out of here. No. Set yourself up so that when you leave correct. And get an attorney in this situation. An attorney in this situation is synonymous to a therapist when you're having a breakdown. You need an attorney because then they can make this situation work. And then now, everybody walk away. You either take it or leave it. If you don't leave it, then we come back to the table to renegotiate. But what you don't want is to be clickety, clack, 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 clack. This number, that number, then bang, number. You don't want that face. I promise you. It hurts. Ask me how I know.
Thanks for coming to Ken's Child Support Corner.
I gave you a straight consultation for free. You'd be like, but I can't afford it. We don't give a damn.
At all. I know somebody that was having a breakdown because all he had to pay was what, $300, if that?
A month or
a month.
Every 2 weeks?
A month.
$300 a month, you can handle that. You can do that standing on your head.
Well, no, you can't do it when you're a bum.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You get 300 is not a lot. And then that's where sometimes men shut up because you'll get out of there with that number, and then you still want to complain, and the judge will find a way to spike it. Take your number. Keep it pushing.
Nah, he didn't do that. And still hasn't paid.
Oh, Lord, please pay. Please pay. Because then now you get warrants and stuff for you for not paying and license suspended and all those terrible things. That it could get bad. It's already bad enough that whenever, and if people don't know, whenever you're on child support, for men or women, whoever, it shows up on your credit as a debt.
Yikes.
So, that's already bad enough because basically if you don't pay it, it's a negative strike against you every time you don't pay. So for those people who have like hundreds of thousands of dollars of arrearages and stuff like that, and you think you're getting away with something, you're not, because the moment that your credit report is pulled, pow, it shows right up. Yeah, man.
It's terrible.
Crazy work.
And y'all talking about have a kid. Fuck that shit.
I'm trying to tell you. I've been paying child support since I was 22 years old. 22. Those courts are not for people who still care about the other person. Stay out of them if you can. But if you can still work it out. Figure it out. People make mistakes. I'm not saying that you're his vision in his head. He might visualize her sleeping with somebody else. And so then that means you can't get past it. But then that means also that you have to take the necessary steps when you say this marriage is dissolved to make sure you set these boundaries so that you don't have to get involved with the gray area of, co-parenting. Because co-parenting can be very, very, very direct. Pick the kid up this time, and then you can say things like, okay, let's say somebody out here is dealing with that. And I'm saying this because of experience. I don't want to exchange kids at houses and things like that because, the other person starts, okay, pick them up from school. You can have it in the court order that I picked the child up from school. I dropped the kid off at school. Now you ain't got to see mom. You see what I'm saying? Or you ain't got to see dad. Sometimes we ask for these things because we don't take the time to be like, all right, how can I protect my peace? And I think that's what if he's really wanting to separate from her, that's what you got to do. You got to protect your peace and know that freedom ain't free, homie. That's it. Like, it's going to cost you. It may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it's going to cost you. If people be like, I want a relationship. No, you don't. It's going to cost you something. You don't want it.
Everything in life costs you something. Work costs you something.
It when you get it right, then it's cool. But like when you got somebody who can say something that's crazy to you, like I ain't happy, and they only telling you that after they slept with somebody. See, that's how you end up on first 48. Because you could have told me this a long time ago. Communication is key. Tap in with your person. Why are they not happy? Because he said he knew that she wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, why are you not happy?
Mm-hmm.
And let's work on that. Instead of you being out here with Megan Thee Stallion knees. Because it's gonna cost you. Like, it's expensive, man. It's expensive. It's expensive to get in. It's expensive to get out. And so when you play that game, man, resources mean money. You don't want to give up no more money. And unfortunately, that's not your call. I don't know who's calling me right now because they should know that I'm still at TDS Radio. So that's that.
That's pretty much that, my guy.
It's a great show. Flowed smoothly. Oh, what is this? People were saying things.
Also, he is writing this letter because he has a new secret shorty.
He might. But the thing about it is, like, eventually the ex-wife going to try to pull ex-wife rank. We got a kid together. He's like, I'll pluck you right in your nose. Bloop, move out my way.
That is exactly why I don't like dealing with niggas that got kids.
I mean, mistakes were made. Sometimes it's not always terrible. Sometimes the guy does put it in a position where he handles that to where it doesn't come to your doorstep. And that's when you're responsible. That's when you go to court and you handle everything the way it is. And then now, you know.
That was not my experience.
Yeah, that was, man, that wasn't. Yeah. So that's TDS Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Today, tomorrow we will be back. We got a guest tomorrow?
Nope, probably just Obi.
Okay. So we'll be back tomorrow, God willing, and hopefully everybody has a safe night. And tomorrow at work, just chill and smile at somebody. Let's not take tomorrow too seriously. It's Friday. We made it. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow. TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.
Bye.